Hey everybody, real quick. Our preferred partners aren't random sponsors. They're companies that have already proven they help indies win. So we want to share something that might change how you think about growth. You don't need to figure it out alone. We know. As agency owners, we're used to solving everything ourselves. But that's exactly the problem 13 indie agency news member agencies solved with blood, sweat, and tears. They got an outside perspective on what was holding them back. We all know agency growth feels chaotic sometimes. You're working harder, but results stay inconsistent. Your team might not be aligned. You're shooting in the dark instead of following proven systems. It's exhausting. Blood, Sweat, and Tears simplifies all of that with their Vitals Assessment, a 40-point diagnostic that shows you exactly where your bottlenecks are hiding. No guessing, no assumptions, just data. Want proof it works? 3.5 times revenue growth in 2 years, 10 to 30 times ROI, over 12 million in client revenue won. But more importantly, this helps me feel less chaotic. That's what they're saying. If you're ready to stop winging it and start growing systematically, find out more at Blood, Sweat, and Tears at bloodsweatandtears.co or go to indieagency.partners.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Meet an Indie Agency. Today we're going to do some grass mowing with Mower. Let's bring her on right now. Stephanie Crockett, CEO and President and CEO, as it says.
Hey, Kyle.
Hi there. Thanks for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be here. I'm excited to spend some time with you.
That's great. And you're in the Syracuse office today, I see.
I am. Yes.
Excellent. And how long have you been President and CEO? I know you've been with the agency for a while.
Sure. Yeah. I've been with the agency for 21 years and President and CEO since January 23. So almost 3 years.
Great. Well, wonderful. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to it. Let's meet an indie agency.
Thank
All right. So what is Mower best known for?
Well, it's interesting because I think it's really evolved a lot over the last few years. We've done a significant shift in our brand positioning, and what we're really best known for are probably two things. Number one, our Making Fierce Friends philosophy, which is really around creating connections for clients and brands based with affection, relevance, and trust, and really those tenets of friendship. But we've also, I think, become pretty well known for being one of the top B2B agencies. We're not only a B2B agency, it's about 50% of what we do, but we've been so blessed to have incredible recognition from the B2B community. And so I think that's probably the two key things that we've become most known for.
Great. All right. So feeding into that, then what are the top three core strengths of Mower?
Hard to only come up with three. I mean, we're pretty fabulous in so many ways, but I'd say without question, at the heart of everything we do is our strategy team, led by Amanda Schuneman. She's nothing short of brilliant, and that team is really the foundation for everything that we do. Certainly leading into absolutely outstanding creative, really data-driven connection planning. We have an in-house, very significant public relations team, which is pretty unusual for an integrated agency, as well as an in-house market research team. So those things all work together to create really interesting and engaging connections across paid media, earned media, and all of the other tactics and things in between.
Certainly. And I know when I was at Ad Weekend, the Drum, I would get things from Mower and I'd be like, okay, is this from the PR agency or is it, but
all the same, we're all the same crew. It's just, it's a agency within an agency. So to say.
Right. Exactly. I mean, you guys have a wide reach, but you also have a great deal of focus within that. So
absolutely.
Now been around since 1968, right? Coming up on 60 years in a few years. So why and staunchly independent the whole time, correct?
Absolutely. Yes. And interestingly enough, we're not only staunchly independent, we're also 100% employee owned.
Oh, that's
so we're an ESOP and just recently received our WeBank certification. So we are women owned, women led, 100% employee owned, independent agency, and damn proud of all of those things.
Oh, we love it. We absolutely love it. So what is the importance of staying indie, especially for your team?
Yeah, I think, for our team, for sure, it's just having access to being able to make decisions every day. I was just having a conversation with the head of HR. It was like, well, we used to do X, Y, and Z. And I said, well, why are we doing that? She's like, I don't know. And I was like, well, then let's stop it. Okay, move on. And though that is how quickly some of those things happen, not every decision, right, but certainly for our employees to have access to the leaders of the company. And we're certainly available to them all the time, but to work for a company that they know is putting their needs first. It's them and the clients. There's nobody else we are answering to, and we make all of those decisions for them. And I think our clients feel that as well, right? That's how they're feeling. Number one, access to senior leadership in the company. We work with all of our clients. I have a relationship with almost all of them. And they understand that we've got a company that can move on a dime, that's really nimble, that's always putting their needs first. And that makes a huge difference in our ability to just help them meet their needs and kind of roll up our sleeves right alongside them.
Yeah, certainly. And obviously you've obviously, being on the PR side, being on the strategy side, you've worked with other indies over the years and met with them. Yeah. What have you learned from any other indies that have helped Mower grow over the decades?
Oh, so much. I mean, we are learning from our colleagues all the time. I think for us, it's really that focus on how we are able to put client needs first. I think the one thing from other indie agencies is to just be nimble and be open to make change, to innovate. At one point, if you decided you're an integrated agency and then you want to shift over to being an influencer agency, whatever it is, just being able, I think having that nimbleness allows us to pay attention to what the industry demands, to what the clients are looking for, and seeing the risk taking and the bravery of other independent agencies is really, really inspiring. And for us to be able to do the same thing.
Love it. So let's get to the brand point of it. You've talked a little bit about your clients. Why not talk a little bit about why brands should be working with Mower?
Well, I think, again, I mentioned making fierce friends as being kind of our special sauce. It's our approach to things. And while, of course, certainly in the marketing space, we all talk about the importance of emotion in brand and storytelling. I think our approach really takes it to the next level. We understand that really that relationship between a brand and their customers is like a friendship, and it is a relationship, and kind of using those pillars of that affection, relevance, and trust. I think the other way that we look at making fierce friends is not just the relationship that our clients have and brands have with their customers, but also the relationship that we have with them. They know when they hire Mower that they are getting fierce friends. And for us, that means, number one, we always have their back. And with that means that if they're making decisions that we don't agree with, we're going to let them know. And we're going to be that fierce partner that isn't a yes man, that will question them, that will put something forward that we think is a smart idea or a different recommendation. We really are always trying to kind of raise the bar. And in part, that's part of where that fierceness comes from, right? We are Eric Mower's mantra from day one, from 1968 on, has always been press on. We are a tenacious bunch. And that is not only in making sure that our clients are successful, but we're like obsessed with it to the point where that we will do whatever we can to help them be successful, however they want to measure what that success looks like.
That's a pretty strong argument right there. So obviously you've worked with plenty of brands over the years. What have you learned from those brands, again, that has helped the agency grow, that has helped with current clients and keeps you going?
Well, I think what's interesting about a lot of the clients that we work with is we work a lot in spaces where they're kind of like regulated industries, a bit more commodities in some brands. We've done a lot of work with clients that make like copy paper, that are utilities, right? And so we always think about, people talk about these like low interest categories, but I can say for sure that people that are the marketers in those spaces, they find so much interest in what they do and so much passion in what they do. And that's really interesting for us. And I think such a great challenge that we're so happy to be able to take on with them is, how do we make these products that people don't think about, and in some cases don't want to think about, and make people and make it important to them, right? Like have it matter, have it really be important in their lives. And so we've learned so much from those clients. I think that, again, are really looking at those commodities and looking at those categories and saying, this is not low interest. It isn't about a lack of interest. It's about a lack of motivation. And how do we inspire people to really care about things that they just don't on a day-to-day basis?
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Let's talk talent. Shall we?
Sure, happy to.
Now you're a remote agency for the most part, right? I know you're in the Syracuse office, which is the home office, but you're a remote agency. So why should talent, and because you're remote, you have a reach to bring anyone you want in. So
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
should talent put you on their list?
Well, I think there's so many things that make Mower special. There's a reason I've been in this company for 21 years. And it's because I've just been so impressed every day. If there was ever a challenge, I was always happy with the way that it was. I've never been disappointed with the leadership in the organization, and my opportunity now to take care of all of these employees is like the dream of a lifetime. Because we decided to be a remote first agency coming out of COVID, we put a lot of special attention into caring for our employees. We know that building culture in a remote environment is challenging.
Yeah.
And so we really took that as a challenge to ourselves to say, how can we make sure that these folks feel like they are so cared for, that they really feel those connections, even though they're not in the same physical space together. And so we did that through significant investments in training, everything from LinkedIn learning to ongoing mental health training. We do a lot with leadership development. We actually have an in-house leadership coach that is available to our employees that provides one-on-one, really deep dive coaching, ongoing assessments and engagement and provisions for them to be able to have a really safe space for them to talk and connect with and get advice. And so those are just some of the things that we've done. We feel really passionately about it. And I think becoming an ESOP and being 100% employee owned just like leveled that up even more, right? Like you don't go ESOP route instead of PE funding, which is not as attractive financially in many cases, if it wasn't because it was all about the employees. And that's what being an ESOP is. It's because we and Eric Mower cared so much about taking care of these humans and these people that we wanted to do this business structure. And so you have a built-in support system, a built-in retirement plan, all of the things that are available for you when you work at Mower.
That's amazing. And when you get the people in the door, obviously you want to keep them in the door. You've been there for 21 years. What are some other things that you're doing to kind of nurture and grow talent, especially, as they want to move up the ladder and
Yeah, thank you. It is interesting because I'm from a little bit of the older guard, right? And I think it's definitely less common now for people to stay at a place as long as I have. We have a 98% retention rate for our employees. So, which is pretty unheard of in the industry. We're so grateful for that. It's a nice feeling that we're doing something right, but we want that to be 100, right? If that's what the people want. And I think that's the thing that people understand is that we are helping to guide them and bringing things to them, which are about their life. They're not just about work, right? We are thinking about the whole person. So we're providing so many resources for them that they could be taking with them and going to their next adventure. And sometimes that's what happens. Yeah. Very often people do come back. We call it back for more. So it's like, aren't we clever? And so that's pretty common. We do an anniversary celebration every year. I think we have 15 people this year that are with us for more than 20 years. And and we only do it on 5-year increments. So you've got a lot of people in the company that are hitting those anniversaries. And it's a tremendous legacy for us as a company.
God, yeah, obviously you've been there 21 years. You've got a lot of people who've been there a long time. That makes some good cohesion there. So
That's right. Yeah.
Excellent. Let's have a little fun. Not that we haven't been having fun, but let's as indies, we always try to think, are we one of three things, or maybe a combination of them? Weirdos, misfits, or underdogs. So do you consider yourselves weirdos, misfits, or underdogs?
I would say we're probably a bit of a combination of like weirdo underdogs. I mean, I think everybody is so unique, and that anniversary celebration I mentioned is an example of a time I interview everybody and we learn about different things people are interested in. And my jaw is on the floor every year. There's one employee that's been with us for years who apparently is into like Korean soap operas. And I was like, wait, what? Like, these are the things that you learn about people that are like, we are such a stone cold pack of weirdos. And I love every second of it because we're just interesting, fun people. But I think we're a little bit underdogs, as you acknowledged up front. The agency started in Syracuse, New York. And so from that perspective, it's not exactly the advertising mecca. And while we have a significant concentration of employees in Manhattan, in Chicago, in Atlanta, in some real powerhouse agency towns. Being a mid-size agency, being one that, again, sort of started in Syracuse, and I think for a while was a little bit, maybe deemed a little bit kind of conservative or a little bit behind, not as like digital forward as we were coming out. We've made so many changes. So we feel like we're really starting to get the recognition that we've been working really, really hard towards. And more importantly, we're having opportunities with clients and brands as a result of that hard work. And so we feel like underdogs, but we're gonna keep fighting and get to the top for sure.
I think having that underdog mentality kind of serves all of us well. So,
absolutely. We always say we're like scrappy, hungry,
absolutely. That's what makes indies great. So,
absolutely.
So now you have a chance to shout out anyone you want, maybe a CMO, maybe a marketer, brand, who doesn't matter. Go ahead.
We just want a big new client that hasn't been officially announced yet. So I'd be shouting them out, but they know who they are, but I can't just yet because we're still not public with it. But if I had to pick a CMO, I got to go with my girl, Kendra Lewinsky. She is the head of B2B marketing at Carhartt. She has been an incredible, fierce friend of the agencies since we started working with them in the middle of COVID. We won the work, never having met in person because of that. And they have quickly become such an incredible partner. But there's so many. Deborah Etno, Vaughn, the team, Jennifer and Christy at First Energy. I mean, I could go on and on and on. We have so many incredible relationships. But I would be remiss if I did not shout out Mr. Eric Mower, who is one of the OGs of independent integrated agencies, a legend for sure in the market and in the space, so well regarded in the advertising community and a staunch supporter of independence. We would not be continuing to be independents if it wasn't for the gracious decisions that he made as he was kind of transitioning into a new role. So Eric's going to be my ultimate shout out for sure.
A great one, an absolute legend in the industry. So, here's the website. How can people find you?
We are at mower.com. And it's funny because a few years ago when we rebranded from Eric Mower and Associates to Mower, and you made the joke at the top of the introduction, people always used to mispronounce our name and they'd call it Mower. So we've really leaned into it. At the bottom of the website, you'll see like a dude like mowing along.
Pulling it up there. I love it.
There he is.
Graphic.
We're really all about it. There is a magenta mower literally sitting, like a riding mower sitting in my office right now. It's humongous and amazing. And so you can find us at mower.com. You'll see us at A&A events coming up, at a bunch of different industry presentations and things. So hopefully we'll get an opportunity to see our other indie agency friends soon.
Fantastic. Well, Stephanie Crockett, President and CEO of Mower, thank you so much for introducing us to Mower, and thank you for joining us at Meet an Indie Agency. I am Kyle O'Brien, Managing Editor, Indie Agency News. Thanks for joining us, and come back again because we'll be here.